JB here. I am going solo for this rendition of Box Scores and Bourbon. We're doing this, calling it a shot of Box Scores and Bourbon. And today I'm going to do a JB's 3 Up, 3 Down MLB edition for this weekend of Major League Baseball. First off, 3 up. Let's start with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I know I said the Pirates. They're in last place. How can they be up right now? Well, 6 game winning streak and 6 game win streak by way of sweeps of both the Mets and the Redbirds. A combined score of 43-4 against those two teams over 6 games. The Pirate pitchers had a 31 scoreless inning streak against the tail end of this Mets series and then through the entirety of the Redbird series, which is just incredible when you consider both the Mets and Redbirds fighting for playoff spots right now, and the Pirates nowhere near the breathing room of sniffing a playoff spot. Fun fact, and you probably guess where this was going. Paul Skeens, who pitched during this 6 game win streak, uh, unfortunately came down with a no decision in a 1-0 victory over the Cardinals. He only pitched 5 innings. Of course, the Pirates couldn't muster anything until the 8th inning, meaning no decision for Paul Skeens. He's now 4-7 over 18 starts, and he's got a 2.03 ERA. He's still pitching like a Cy Young Award winner on a team that can't even really score for him when he's in the game. 3 up, number 2, Philadelphia Phillies. That's right. They're in first place in the NL East now. They have overtaken the Mets because no one Mets quite like the Mets do. 51-36, first in the NL East. Zach Wheeler, 35. I mean, come on. This dude is timeless. He's ageless. He's putting together yet another case to win his first Cy Young Award. This dude's been so dominant, so consistent for years now, and it's crazy to think he hasn't won a Cy Young yet. But he is putting up those numbers right now. He is pitching absolutely lights out. June was phenomenal for him. And then a fun fact for this Phillies team: Zach Wheeler's not the only one doing this. Ranger Suarez is pitching absolutely at historical levels right now. He has 5 straight outings of at least 7 innings pitched and 10 straight of at least 6 innings pitched. This is an unbelievable duo in that Phillies rotation. We always talk about the offense, how much pop they have, their ability to be able to change the game with one swing. But this starting pitching duo of Zach Wheeler and Ranger Suarez is one of the big reasons why the Phillies are in first place right now. Um, Partly and also due to the Mets' uh, uh, fall throughout the course of June, which we'll get to here in a second. And 3 up, number 3, Toronto Blue Jays. Okay, 49-38. They are in sole possession of first place of the AL East. Not only are they in sole possession of first place of the AL East, they are in sole possession of first place in the AL East for the first time since September 2016. That is unreal to think about. It has been 9 years since they have been in first place in that division, and they earned it. It came by way of a 4 game sweep of the Yankees, um, and they have a 5 game winning streak overall. Fun fact about the Blue Jays right now: George Springer. Oh my goodness, absolutely on fire at the plate right now. The last 7 games, he's 12 for 25. He had 4 homers in his last 7 games, which I should add, all four of those homers came in the last 3 games against the Yankees. So he had 2 homers apiece on the third and in the first. But over the course of the last week, a 1527 OPS. He is absolutely on fire right now. A big reason why this Blue Jays offense is exploding and being able to put up runs even after you lose an 8-0 lead, and then you're still able to win that game, partly due to the back end of a certain team's bullpen, which brings us to 3 down, which we come to the New York Yankees. Of course, you knew it was coming. We just talked about the Blue Jays. Swept by the Blue Jays, of course, a 4 game series, 6-14 in their last 20 games. Whew. The biggest issue is since June 13th, when this swoon started, the Yankees have a 515 OPS with runners in scoring position. That is better than only the White Sox during that time period. That is not who you want to be better. That is not who you want to be compared to in anything in baseball. The Yankees, of course, Jazz has been moved to third. DJ LeMahieu's at second base, but DJ is not hitting at all. 644 OPS. That's not going to cut it. They've been targeting both Ryan McMahon and Brian Hayes, respectively, of the Rockies and the Pirates, to go play third base, to move Jazz back to the Keystone, and to push DJ to the bench. And then the Yankees pitching woes. Schmidt just went on the IL. He's been one of the key cogs in that rotation, being able to hold it down. Luke Weaver's not pitching like himself since he returned from the IL. And then Devin Williams still not pitching like that, those consistent flashes of dominance that he had when he was in Milwaukee. A name to watch for the Yankees, Cam Schlitter, right-hander in AAA right now. Between AA and AAA this year, he's 6-6 with a 2.82 ERA. More importantly, he's got 99 Ks in 76 and two-thirds innings. He could definitely be a very aggressive name for Cashman and company to bring up, to be able to shore up that rotation. And while, of course, you got Garrett Cole not coming back this year, and you got Luis Heel maybe a month away. They're not really sure what's going to happen there. But in order to bring a guy up to shore that up, especially now that Clark Schmidt is down. Number two, 3 up, 3 down. Number 2 down, New York Mets. That's right, passed by the Phils for first place. Amazing how these two teams in New York have been passed by the teams they have been dominating for most of the season thus far. The Yankees 6-14 since June 13th. The Mets are 5-14 since June 13th. In that same time span, it has been absolutely just atrocious baseball. And of course, I always say, no one Mets quite like the Mets do. And hey, the Mets are doing it a lot sooner than I thought they would. So I'll give them credit for that. They did it a lot quicker than I thought they would. But Pete Alonso, everyone talked about Juan Soto having uh, that June tear, which he absolutely did. But Pete Alonso, I don't think gets nearly enough credit for what he's been doing so far. He's still hitting for an incredibly high average. I believe it's 286 with 290. It's somewhere around there. When historically he's been 240, 250 hitter. But it hasn't come at the cost of his on base ability or his slugging. Still got 18 homers. Still not stealing a lot of bases which is usual. But Pete Alonso absolutely being a very consistent key in part to this Mets offense. Really kind of holding it down while Juan Soto really found his footing. So do I think the Mets are over? No, I don't. Sean Manaea's coming back. That'll be good for their pitching and uh, to be able to further kind of take the pressure off the relievers that they signed to be starters this season. But a name to watch this weekend for the Yankees, for the Mets, is the New York Yankees. The Subway Series is this weekend, 3-game set. Um, this is huge for both these teams. Both these teams really kind of faltering right now. Mets on a 2-game win streak, but that's not really anything to say. But as it was mentioned this morning, the Yankees, if they lose these 3 games, they go 6-17. If the Mets end up sweeping them, the Yankees also went 6-17 through starting June 13th last year, and of course they end up winning the American League pennant. So maybe not too much to worry about with the Yankees. Maybe the Mets. I don't know. I think both these teams will be fine. But lastly, 3 up, 3 down, Colorado Rockies. Yeah, we're going to bring them up. We're going to bring them up until they deserve to not be brought up in this light. Still on pace to break the single season loss record, but not nearly as bad as it was originally projected. They are 20-67, which projects them at 40-122, beating the White Sox by 1 game. Woohoo! Yay! A name to watch for the Rockies, though, not to put all a Debbie Downer on them, but Tyler Freeman, the utility guy, traded to Colorado for Nolan Jones to go back to Cleveland. Um, kid's got an 18 game on base streak so far for the Rockies. He's hitting pretty well, and he seems to be maybe kind of like the newer school Charlie Blackman type for the Rockies. For all you older baseball fans, remember Charlie Blackman and just how phenomenal he was to watch, and just how much of a spark plug he was for the Colorado Rockies. But Tyler Freeman, 18 game on base streak. So not all doom and gloom for the Rockies, but you'd wish there were more wins there. Guys, that's all I have. I hope you guys enjoy your 4th of July, and you will see me again before this weekend's up. Have a good one. Stay thirsty.